Hello and welcome to the channel. My name is Eric, and if it's your first time around here, well, welcome. Today I'll be showing my latest Java project, which is one that includes CSV files, kind of like database parsing and lookups, along with some data analysis. It's related to the COVID-19 pandemic in Alberta and includes quite a bit of data. So just to put into perspective, like what I've been working with, obviously it's not a database with, millions, billions of entries, but it's still fairly large. It's a CSV file with 558,000 entries. I'll just show you here, which includes, again, as I said, every single COVID case since the beginning of the pandemic. I'm actually not sure if I said that, but anyways. 558,483, lots of data. And so I parse this file, and then if we run what we have here, I guess it's already running here, but let's just imagine you can see that. So we load the file, we get some information from it. First of all, how long did it take to load the file? Anything below 2 seconds I consider to be very fast. Anything between 2 to 4 seconds is fast. Anything between 4 to 8 seconds like medium time. Anything beyond like 10 seconds is very, very slow, right? So yeah, usually I average around 200,000 entries per second, but since I'm recording a video, it's a little bit slower than usual. So I started this project off by making a little overview in the console here. Just a simple one that's got all the information you need. So distribution of cases by gender, by zone, by age group, by month, by year, the total, deaths as well. Death data is included. All of that, along with the percentage of everything. So, you'll see that 18% of all cases in Alberta were in 2020. 47% were in 2021, and already we're only in the month of April, and 33% in 2022. Pretty crazy. But again, this doesn't really give you a visual overview. It's just mostly and it gives you obviously the average age of death and the mortality rate in Alberta, all of that. But it does not give you a visual overview, which is why I wanted to make this a JavaFX project. So I myself am included in this data, and I wanted to see if I could find myself. So I included a little data lookup. This is literally just why. I just wanted to see if I could find myself in this, and then I obviously wanted to generalize it to any case, right? Any data that you want to find. So I tested positive. I'm 20 years old, male. I'm in the region of Calgary, and I tested positive on the 22nd, actually, the 22nd. You can also, for a date picker, pick it like this. So 12, nope, that's the wrong one. It's not April. So December, and then it was the 22nd. So let's see. As you can see, we created a little pie chart that has the number of deaths versus the number of cases within the specific parameters that you gave. So obviously being 20 to 29 years old and male and Calgary, all of that. For this specific day, nobody died, thank God. So the distribution is obviously 100% to 0%. There is 87 people who tested positive within this range of parameters that I gave, which includes me. So I am one of these. I guess I'll never know which one I am specifically, but that's fine. If you wanted to have more general data, let's say you wanted to know, I don't know, from the start of 2021 to the end of 2021, so we'll say 0101 to 31, right, that year. And you wanted to see specifically in Calgary for, let's say, everyone, right? How many cases, how many deaths? Well, you would know. There were, in the year 2021, there were 101,685 cases and 422 deaths. That's interesting, right? I suppose it is if you're me. Other things that you can do. Let's see. As you can see, the distribution of deaths is very low here, but let's say you want to see specifically 80 plus years old. You'll notice that this pie chart, suddenly you can actually see the number of deaths. Obviously, the fact that it's a pie chart is not the best way to do it. I just want to use as many graphs as I could, and this is a pretty good one for this, I find. Data summary. So this is basically just this tabular form with a little bit less information because it's hard to fit it all in here. It hasn't quite been finished yet. I do want to change the fonts and add a little bit extra to it, but in general it describes what you want pretty good. You can see the information that you need clearly, and then we also have a bar graph that has both the cases plus the deaths. This is horrendous in terms of colors. I do not get that, and it will be changed soon, but from the moment being, this is what we have. Now for the interesting part, graph visualizations, this really shows you the power of visualizing data when you're using the proper chart. So cases by age, almost a perfect bell curve. You'll notice that in Alberta, this is but for the totals, by the way, for age, right? Boom. It's almost a perfect bell curve. 30 to 39 at the highest, 80 plus kind of, well, I guess it's a little bit off there, but still very nice. Cases by month, that's very interesting, right? You can see the distribution of cases like that, and then you'll see Calgary has the most cases here. If we switch to mortalities, suddenly Edmonton has the most. Why is that, right? You start to see some anomalies in the data, and then you can wonder, like, hey, what did that happen? I looked into it, and Edmonton had quite a big surge of Omicron cases, which caused this increase in deaths compared to Calgary. Deaths by age, not really surprised. Again, as we said here, the average age of death is 77 years old, so of course 80 plus will have the most deaths. Deaths by month, kind of the same patterns as cases by months. So yeah, that's basically what I've got so far. I'm not going to dive too deep into the code. It's really just a lot of method handling, chaining, and just kind of I used MVC to model view controller to do stuff with this, but really a lot of repetitive code that kind of gets the work done, right? We're just putting this into the labels and going from there. So yeah, that's my latest project. Again, I don't want to dive too deep into the code because there's a lot here, but if you do want to check it out for yourself, then you can go to my GitHub, EricNO1, COVID-19 Alberta Stats Analysis, and learn more about it there. With that said, thank you for listening. Bye-bye.